Hello, my dearest confidant. Okay, so this part of the video is about the kind of like setting boundaries and then enforcing them. Not directly, but yes. And so something that I wanted to touch on was, in the last video we talked about, a lot of the things that people do don't actually have anything to do with you. It's because they're closed off and they are projecting their insecurities onto you. Like maybe they don't love themselves and that's why they're treating you like shit or whatever, right? And so the other part of this, the other side of that is you can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. And I know that you inherently know that, right? But here's the part that, really just came home for me was, I keep enacting boundaries with certain people and they'll, do what I am asking and, conform or give in or however you want to put it to the boundaries that I have in place for a little while. And then they go back to their old behavior. And, I realized, like, how is that making me feel, right? They don't actually care about me, right? They're worried about themselves in a way that is hindering their relationship with me. It's hindering their ability not to change, but to understand the way that I need to be loved and be able to provide that in a way that is receptive to me. And we can talk about how I'm not like that for the other person in certain ways either. But there's a certain level of communication that has to happen as well, right? And for me, I'm all about being able to say I can't handle a boundary or changing my behavior accordingly if there is actual communication involved. You can't change your own behavior and expect someone to understand that this is what you really and truly need. You need to communicate that with words. That's the best way for human beings to do it, right? It's just like learning an animal's language. You have to learn what they're trying to tell you in order to change the way that you respond or react to them accordingly, right? It's the same thing with humans. And so it's not your responsibility to continue to enact the boundaries and expect them to change. They're telling you that they don't want to honor your boundary when they cross it. That's what they're telling you. It's whether or not you want to receive that information and respond accordingly by disengaging or engaging, right? And so continuing to enforce the boundary isn't going to change their behavior if they're not willing to change it. It's not going to alter their behavior. It's not going to alter their response if they are not open to receiving. And that's the part that I had a hard time coming to terms with, because people tell you all the time, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. But that love a lot of the times is, in fact, conditional. I love you if you don't challenge me. I love you if you don't tell me that things are not okay with you. I love you if you do exactly what I want you to do, and regardless of how you feel about it. Like, that's not actually love. That's conditions. And so, I was thinking about my relationship that I have with my animals, and I love them. I love each and every one of them. I don't want anything to happen to any of them. I let them be who they are within certain limits, right? I mean, obviously there's sometimes where I have to pick up a duck and look at its feet or whatever, right? So they're going to have to be receptive to that because I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to make sure they're not hurt and then, fix whatever. My point is that I let them be who they are. They tell me what their boundaries are and I respect those unless there's a reason why I can't. And it should be the same way with humans. And there's people in my life that have crossed over my boundaries time and time again. And I'm at a point where I understand I'm teaching them how I want to be treated regardless of what I say if I continue to accept that behavior from them. And in a really roundabout way, I'm getting back to my point, is that I can't force them. And so it's time to disengage. And for you, it's probably time for you to disengage too. And again, it may only be for a little while. It may not be forever. It depends on how they respond, right? The continued pushing might be driving them to maintain the same behavior. Whereas if maybe now you just step back, maybe they have an opportunity to see, I do actually want this person in my life and I'm willing to do those things, or goodbye, see ya. And let them make that choice based on you just standing in your own truth and your own power. It's time for you to stand in your own truth and your own power and not chase that anymore. Don't chase, right? I mean, it's just like, something I learned with being pushy with the horse. If they really are in fight or flight mode, you're going to get trampled. You're going to get, pushback. They're going to explode on you. And so sometimes that stepping back and the release of the pressure is what makes them understand, oh, this is what I actually do want. And so I hope that's helpful for you. I hope you can apply it immediately to your life. Consider stepping back and just letting things unfold and see how that makes you feel and see how that makes others respond to you. I love you, my dearest confidant. Until next time.